Hey guys, what's going on? This is Darrell Addison at TorpedoPot.com. Darrell Addison at TorpedoPot.com. Come a little closer. You're looking at self-growing planters. You have one, two, three, four, five planters of purely nothing but Hungarian peppers. And they look great. Inside each planter is no less than 30 pepper plants. So each plant should generate us between 1 to 5 peppers, depending on how we take care of the conditions.
There's really 30?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Let me do a small count just to let you see. Is that okay? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So you have probably about close to 70 to 100 plants in here. And so don't worry about it because each one of these plants. Now I want you to get in and I want you to feel your Hungarian peppers out. You need to find out how firm they are, how they bounce back. They need you to touch them to get to feel for their environment, okay? Most of these right here, these plants will come up. And because they're grown naturally, organically, you won't have a lot of insects eating them as you would if they were compromised using synthetic fertilizers. So each one of these Hungarian peppers will produce an awful lot of peppers. So let's say for instance, we have 50 of them in here. And they produce, let's say 2 peppers apiece. That's 100 peppers just in this one planter. That's growing automated all by itself. In addition to that, we have I think it's the cayenne peppers. And they're also doing very, very well. This is the cayenne. Extremely well. Again, get in, fill your peppers out. Make sure the buoyancy is there. They're bouncing back. I want you to get used to that. Look at your peppers. I want you to feel your food, okay? To see what they're doing. Look inside, see what's going on. Now what I did, I've already de-weeded these. I like the way because these are actually growing now. They got their first, second, third, fourth set of leaves on it. And so they're ready to go. I'm so proud of these peppers. They're taking off and doing great. When I grow in this density, I use a 3-12-12 mixture because I'm growing for food. And here's more. The California one, the green pepper is here, and get a feel for that one. It's very, very firm plant. It bounces back tremendously. Here we got nasturtium growing inside the plant. I'm going to take this nasturtium. Should I leave it in there or take it out?
Leave it.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it in there. It should start flowering too. But it's doing extremely well inside the planters.
Now, how do I obtain some of that 3-12-12 mixture that you're talking about? Does Torpedo Pot sell that?
Well, it comes from a company called, me and another gentleman sat down and we talked together. His name is Harley Smith, and he has a product called NPK. And his NPK product, what it does is that we sat down and I talked about how I'm looking to develop my biotic environment. And I looked at his product and what it had to offer with the potassium and the phosphorus. Remember now, nitrogen is already, you don't see these turning yellow. Nitrogen is pretty much built into the process. Anytime you have a plant dying, you have nitrogen. But when a plant forms, even though it's sucking nutrients out of the soil, most of the growth, most of this bulk that you see in the plant comes from carbon. The exchange of carbon is coming from the air around it. So you won't see a depletion of soil at all. What you'll see is that the plant will increase and increase because it needs air to go around it to cause that bulk to take itself off. So when you're growing with a 3-12-12, you really don't need nitrogen. What you need is a lot of phosphorus, you need a lot of potassium. I need phosphorus, potassium because I'm fruiting in a very condensed area. So that potassium is being sucked out of the soil, the environment very, very fast. And I want to keep that environment inside the planter, so I use the 3-12-12. I don't even need blossoming. You're going to get tons of blossoms from your peppers. Don't worry about it. What I'm worried about is fruiting. For a fruit to form, a plant has to take a lot for a fruit to form. It's like a woman giving birth. For that fruit to form, there is labor, there's pain, there's an exchange of wealth from the soil, from the plant to that particular fruit. And you want to make that process as easy as possible. When that fruiting process starts, like I said, it's like a woman in pregnancy, where a husband and wife will come together and have their little beautiful little child. And that woman exerts a lot of energy out of her body to produce that child. She's bringing forth something, and that's what's happening. The energy is being forced up into the areas to provide the fruit that you want, and that's what's happening inside of these planters. There were about, I'd say about maybe a weed or two in each planter. I just grabbed it, pulled it, and threw it out, and this is the extent of my weeding. The last one to show you is this right here. This is the jalapeno. They were bombarded with rain yesterday night, so you forgive me if you see that they are kind of beaten up a little bit, but the rain came down and it tore these planters up, but I'm not worried about it because they're going to bounce right back, and they're doing just that. They're doing just that. So these are my peppers. I expect to get an awful lot of peppers this year, from the jalapenos and the habaneros to the California Green Wonders. We want to make sure that you guys are capable of reproducing what we're doing here. Daryl Addison at torpedopot.com. I want to thank you for taking the time to visit us, and Godspeed.